All right, y'all, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is when you watch this video, just make it apply. First thing, make sure you guys check out Otter Spirit. Otter Spirit is the website that I get my crystals from. I have on my rose quartz, which is really good for bringing in love and self-love. I have on my green jade, which is really good for bringing in money. And remember, there's all different types of crystals. It really depends on what it is that you're looking for, what you're trying to manifest. Remember, you still have clear quartz, which is a really good, in general crystal. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a white candle that, whenever you don't have the color candle that you need, you can always substitute with a white, and kind of think that in mind when it comes to clear quartz as well. Clear quartz is good for a lot of stuff. Remember, white and black are two colors that has every color. White reflects all of the colors and black absorbs all of the colors. And keep that in mind when we, dress and things like that as well. And remember, if you, want to get your crystals, the link is always in the description of the video. All you have to do is just go to the description, look at the link and click that hyperlink, and it will take you to their website. And then, go back and make sure that you get the discount codes as well that you can use. So, when it comes to the colors that we wear, it's funny because I wear a lot of dark colors. I love black. I love black. Black is a very beautiful color to me. And, technically with an empath and a spiritualist, you are not supposed to be wearing that many dark colors, especially black, and so, just keep in mind that if you are an empath that wears a lot of dark colors, especially black, make sure that you have other stuff on, because remember, black absorbs. And it's the same thing when we cover our hair. And that's why when we cover our hair, it's always recommended that it's with a white turban or a white hair scarf, a white anything, and it's because white reflects all colors. It bounces things off. Black absorbs. And so, especially as an empath, wearing a lot of dark colors, especially over your head, and now all of a sudden you're absorbing even more energy, because you got to think about it. Your body is automatically an absorber. If you're an empath, you absorb other people's energy and emotions. And so if you have on colors that is doing the same thing, you are absorbing all types of shit for the day. So let's just make sure that we're doing other things like, wearing our crystals, putting on our elekes, and everything else that will help with, the amount of energy that you're absorbing for the day. Um, I read the comments. I read all of the comments. I might not reply, but I do read all of the comments, and I always do the thumbs up and the heart just to let people know that, hey, I read this. I just don't have time to reply to everything, especially with people, I'm on YouTube, and then I have a lot of comments on TikTok, and, so many messages and all types of stuff. And so I try to, even with my messages, just because you message me on TikTok, it doesn't mean I'm going to respond to you. It's best to sign up for a reading. Sign up for a reading. We can take it from there. You know what I'm saying? I have too many people, emailing me in the whole 9 yards, and I'm just one person, so keep that in mind. It's impossible to respond to everybody. It's easier to handle everything in the session. It's a whole lot easier to handle it in session. So if you want to sign up for a reading, you can go into the description and you can hit the link for the Stand store, and you can sign up for a personal reading. But with the comments, it was one person that was saying, no, you look really good with this style, don't get your beard back. And one of my subscribers responded. They was like, "Girl, did you not hear him in the video? He said he's tired of the bumps, so of course he's not gonna continue shaving." And I just thought that was the funniest thing in the world. And it's a teachable moment, and that teachable moment is listening is critical, especially in the game of love. This is one of the reasons why we have a lot of problems when it comes to love, is because we don't listen, or we have very selective listening. That someone can, and this is just a simple example. Someone can tell you something like, hey, babe, I'm not going to continue shaving every day because number one, it's hard work, it's a hassle, I don't have time every morning to shave, and I'm just getting tired of the bumps. And then, once the hair grow back in, which it will literally grow back in the afternoon, I'm, scratching my face because the bumps coming in. And, as people are relaying and telling you, what it is they're going through, what it is that they want to do, we have to learn how to listen. And it's like, just because you may like that style on that person, it doesn't mean that you should say, oh no, I hear all of your concerns, but keep it like that. And this is where we go wrong a lot in relationships, is that we try to force the person to be something that they're not. Whether it's something on the physical, whether it's something on the emotional, whether it's something, spiritual. We always try to force people to be something that they're not. And we got to learn how to stop doing that in love, because it creates problems. And even when people tend to do things just to satisfy your needs, eventually that thing is going to phase out. They're going to end up getting overwhelmed, and then they're going to end up disconnecting from you, because they're going to say, well, in order for me to be with you, I got to be this, and I'm tired of pretending to be this, so I'm about to check out. And so when we go through these breakups and stuff like that, this is the time we really do need to be asking Spirit, what is it that I'm supposed to learn? Stop meditating over the fact that this nigga cheated and he put his dick in some other bitch. Nobody cares about that. At the end of the day, a motherfucker is gonna cheat. Let's do our best, not to get a cheater next time. But at the end of the day, whenever you're going through any type of breakup, both sides have wrong, not just one. And so when we are in this period, we really need to sit back and think, like, what did I do wrong in the relationship? What is it that Spirit is trying to teach me? And for some of you, that is a very critical lesson that you need to learn, is to listen. I have, done a lot of divination for couples. And you see that problem constantly, where one person is a Christian and the other person may not have a religion or don't know what they want to do yet. And the Christian would force the person to go to church every Sunday, force the person to go to church every Wednesday. And it's like, listen, we can't force somebody to be something that they're not. If being a Christian was one of your number one things for a relationship, then common sense would say you should have made sure that before you got into a relationship with this person that they were a Christian. All of those non-negotiables, we need to make sure that we got that up front on the very first day, and not say, hey, that's not in you. Hey, that's not in you. I'm just going to force that to be in you now. No, we need to be careful when it comes to these things. We got to make sure that we are not, that we are not forcing people to be something that they're not. Because when people tend to perform for you and pretend like they can handle it, eventually they're going to get overwhelmed, and eventually that thing is going to phase out. Let's just get what we need in the beginning. The same goes to people that are not healed. Yeah, if you know that somebody is, going through a divorce, that they just went through a breakup and stuff like that, leave that motherfucker alone. That person is not ready to jump back in a relationship. You got to make sure that that person is healed. They learned the lesson, that they don't have any scars. Because when we, again, force people in a relationship when they just got out of an ending, they can end up getting in this relationship and using us in order to fill their cup back up, using us for our time, our attention, our love, our sex, our intimacy. And then the moment that their cup is back filled, now they're disconnecting from you because they just used you as a rebound. And so we got to make sure that, when we see people hurting, don't think your pussy finna heal it. You know what I'm saying? When we see that somebody is hurting, let's make sure that they go through the process and they properly heal. And then once they have properly healed, now we can entertain a relationship. But all too often, we are in a rebound situation and we don't even see that this is a rebound situation. That, this person is only using you in order to get back to what they were used to, which is having sex every day, having somebody to cuddle with every day, having somebody to talk to every day, having somebody to cook for them and clean for them and the whole 9 yards. But the moment that they get back to that point that they're healed and they're back centered, you don't know if they're really going to like you or not. If they, signed up to be in this thing in order to get something similar so that the healing process can be easy for them, or if they really connected with you because they really like you. You're not going to know to the end. And 9 times out of 10, it always end up being a rebound situation. So these things we need to make sure that we're paying attention to. We need to make sure that we're listening. And when it comes to listening, it's listening on the verbal and listening on the through sight as well, which is discernment. That we need to make sure that we're having discernment and that we are seeing things as they are and not what we want them to be. We need to make sure of that. I tell people all the time that, I am not in a position, right now to be dating because, even though I've been divorced for 2 years, I still got a lot of hurt and pain. I still got a lot of stuff that I have to, process. Even when I got to the 2 year mark, I thought I was good and I was like, let me put myself back out there and start back dating. The moment I started dating, I realized that I still got some hurt in me. I still got some stuff that I got to work through. And so I had to back it up. I had to say, hey, you're a very amazing person, but at the end of the day, this is too much for me. It's too intense. I'm not ready for this. And now I'm back, where I started, where not still with all of the hurt and pain, but back of saying, I need to go back into this healing cocoon, I guess you can say, until all of this stuff is fixed. And then once, I'm able to, get all of this stuff off of me, then I can move forward in dating. But, it's crazy that as much as I say it, people will still flirt left and right. People will still give offers left and right. People will still ignore what it is that you just said. And then the moment that you get into their life and you fuck their life up because you are damaged and hurt and you told that person that, they're still going to say, oh, you betrayed me. No, bitch, you didn't listen. Let's stop jumping into these things and not listening to people. Let's stop seeing what we want to see and see what is actually present. Let's stop having selective hearing and hearing what it is that we want to hear. Let's hear what's actually being said. We got to make sure that we are protecting ourselves. In all things, we need to have wisdom. And all too often, people will tell you in the beginning that all I'm looking for is a fuck. And you know that you want a relationship and you will entertain that thing, fall in love, become clingy. And then when that nigga move on and fuck the next bitch, you're hurt. Why? You didn't listen in the beginning when this person said the only thing that they were looking for is a fuck. The moment you found out that that was the only thing that person was looking for, and you knew that you were not compatible and lined and resonated with that energy, you should have automatically disconnected, regardless of how fine that motherfucker is, regardless of how much motherfucking money that person got. And then especially when you know you. I know me, and I know that I am a clingy motherfucker. I cling. Whenever I'm in a state where I am healed, I'm centered, I'm aligned, that I'm ready to move forward in love, I am a clingy motherfucker. I cling to things and I fall in love. Clingy people fall in love deep, hard, and fast. And so I know that, clingy people, we create roots. We put our hands all the way in the motherfucking soil and create roots. And because of that, I have learned over the years, you have to be careful. You got to be careful with who you get with. You got to learn how to slow it down and really listening to what it is that people are saying and making sure that you are aligned. Because clingy people, you are the most vulnerable to get hurt. So let's have some wisdom before the clinginess. So if you know that you are a clingy motherfucker like me, that you cling to things and you fall deep in love, then you know that you are the type of person that you really cannot entertain a fuck, a friends with benefits, a one night stand, because you know how your energy is. You know what you possess. You know how you are. And so you know that you need to be careful with things like that. That's all I got to say. That comment, I was just like, okay, sis, good job, because she just commented back, and once I seen the comment, I seen both, and she commented back. She was like, "Girl, did you not listen to his video? He just said that he's not shaving anymore because it give him bumps and he don't like the shit. So of course he's gonna have his beard, And I was like, okay, sis, good job." I do, and like I said, that's the difference between, your subscribers and your followers. Your subscribers is only here for the message. They only want to know, what, the spirits have to say. But your followers are the ones that will watch your video from beginning to end. They will research you. They will know everything about you. They know your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your kids. And those are the ones that will be in the comments saying, "Why the fuck did you tell him this? Did you not hear video 3 when he said this?" So it's funny, and I do love my followers. I have some people that have followed me for years on every platform. When I started on Instagram, Facebook, they were there. When I crossed over to YouTube, they were there. When I went over to TikTok, they were there. And so, I have, followers that have been following me for a long, long time, and I'll say this and then I'll get to the message. I remember, one guy, he hit me up and he sent me like a 2-page message on TikTok. And I was like, damn, and I do read it all. And, he was just, telling me, he was like, "Man, you have grown so much." He was like, "I remember when I first seen your video," and he named the year and everything. He was like, "I remember when I seen your first video, years ago, you were really good, but, you really weren't channeling the way and stuff that you're doing now." And, this man has followed every process. He was like, "I loved when you received your hand of Ifa. I loved when you got crowned. Once you got crowned, I noticed that you start, doing divination a little bit different." And so it was, it was just very, that was what's up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I love my followers, and I like the fact that, a lot of people have been, encouraged, inspired, and just, have been given hope just based on me just walking my spiritual journey, and so, that's a really good thing. And I do love those messages when, people explain that to me of how, me just doing my normal thing of just walking on this path, that it has blessed them in so many different ways. And so I really do, I appreciate him for that message. And I appreciate every last one of my followers because, you guys always, find a way to, lift me up, keep me in good spirits, and, keep me focused to continue doing what I'm doing. And so I really do, appreciate all of my followers, and for the subscribers, your family too, enjoy the message. If it resonates, it resonates. And so let's get into this thing. Remember, divination is confirmation. I should only be telling you things that your spiritual team should have already revealed to you. If they haven't revealed this to you, then guess what? Don't listen to me. Say, fuck you, Rashad. I'm not listening to that. I rebuke that message because it's not fucking for you. Only take what resonates. If your spiritual team haven't given you the dream, the visions, the premonitions, the synchronicities, the numbers, the animals, whatever it is of how they convey to you, that inner knowingness, that when you hear the word, it strikes your heart in such a powerful way that you know without a shadow of a doubt, this message is for you. That you can feel it, that it's like a fire shut up in your bones, which is a reference from the Bible, that if you do not feel that energy as those words are being spoken, as these words are being spoken, if it's not giving you revelation, if it's not revealing the person that I'm talking about in your mind, in your head, if that person doesn't pop up in your energy and you like, that's who that motherfucker is, then the message is not for you. And we have to understand that sometimes the entire message for you, sometimes the only part of the message that's for you is the overall energy. Sometimes the only part for you is the outcome position. And sometimes it can be the entire thing. Only take what resonates. Never force a reading to be your reading. Ashe. Thank you, Ikun. Thank you, Spirit Guides. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, Sarabanda. Thank you, Risha. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Olodumare. Thank you, Olorun. Thank you, Olafi. Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Thank you, Anubis. Ashe. Ashe. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Oh, all right. Let's see what's in these cards. All right. Thank you, Ikun. Thank you, Spirit Guides. Thank you, Ancestors. Thank you, Sarabanda. Thank you, Arisha. Thank you, Yeshua. Thank you, Olodumare. Thank you, Olorun. Thank you, Olafi. The moon is the first thing that is popping out. It is something that may be unknown to you. This is also a strong energy of Pisces. Okay, it looked like we have the King and Queen of Swords that came out as the clarifier. They're right by each other. Okay, let's go. Let's see what the Hermit card flipped over, but it didn't drop out. What is the crossing energy? The crossing energy is the Seven of Pentacles with the Eight of Cups. What is the clarifier for the crossing energy? The clarifier for the crossing energy, we have the Five of Cups with the Knight of Cups. What is the crowning energy? The crowning energy is the Empress with the Five of Wands. What is the clarifier for the Empress and the Five of Wands? All right, we have the Sun card with the Two of Cups with the Four of Wands. I love the Four of Wands energy. Four of Wands energy is very powerful to me. It's home. You know what I'm saying? It's home. It's celebration. It could be marriage. I love the Four of Wands. I love the Four of Wands more than I love the Two of Cups in the love reading. I love the Four of Wands more than I love the Lovers in a love reading. What is the outcome position? The outcome is the Eight of Wands. Something is happening very fast. Something is happening very fast. What is the clarifier for the Eight of Wands? What is the clarifier for the Eight of Wands, Spirit? The clarifier for the Eight of Wands, we have the Five of Pentacles. It's loss, it's struggle. This is gonna fuel a lot of things because you see the same thing over here. This regret and stuff like that is moving someone. And the card at the bottom of the deck is the Three of Pentacles, which what you don't see coming is partnership, is collaboration. That is the thing of what you don't see coming. All right, let's get up in this reading. Let me see. What do I want to do? Do I want to clarify? Do I want to clarify with the other deck? I guess I'll clarify as the with the other deck. All right, so we have as the overall energy, we have the Moon card. There's some things that's happening behind the scene that you don't know about. There's some things that is happening behind the scene that you do not know about. It's something that you don't it's something that you don't see clearly. And when you look at the Moon card, you see the moon, and then you see two. These are dogs or wolves. It's one or the other. I think they're both wolf. You see the two wolves, and then even right under the Moon card, we have the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. And so with the King and Queen of Swords being here, as well as the two wolves in the Moon card, this is something that is unknown to the both of you. It's some things that is happening in the background. That spirit is moving, spirit is intervening, and neither one of you fully understand what's going on. There are parts of the story that spirit has allowed you to get and collect. There's glimpses of what spirit is getting ready to do that you could have seen. You may be getting dreams where you are getting part of what's going on, but the full picture haven't been revealed to you yet. And normally, when spirit is not revealing the full picture to us, sometimes it's because spirit is saying that we can't handle the full picture. And so, spirit will give us piece by piece by piece. And then, as you keep getting these pieces, you put these puzzles together and it goes to the full story of what spirit is trying to do. And sometimes spirit don't give us the full story because when we get the full picture and the full story, sometimes we may curse it. We may curse it with our mouths and say, "Oh, I would never go back to him. Oh, I would never do that shit again." And you could be cursing, a blessing. And so, in order for you not to curse what is being given, spirit is like, I'm gonna break this motherfucking shit up for you. Because there is only part of this that you need to see. Only part need to be revealed right now, which means that there could be parts to this story that you don't understand now. There could be some information that you're missing, and you think that you know it all, and you think that you got this entire thing down pat, but it's like, no, there is something that you are missing in this story. But the moon is here to tell you that you know, both of you are blindsided right now. You know, both of you are blindsided. Both of you, don't see, what is getting ready to happen. When we look at the moon card, as well, just to let the moon card is the energy of Yemaya. The moon card, when you think of the moon card, Yemaya is the owner of the moon. Yemaya, there's a painted key where Yemaya was given 3 crowns from Olodumare, which is God of the earth. Yemaya was given the crown of the sea, which we know that Yemaya rules over the sea. And, but the one thing that you need to understand about that painted key, Yemaya is not just the sea, it's not just the ocean. Yemaya is all bodies of water. When she received that crown, she governs now every body of water. And so, although we learn that, the sea, the ocean is Yemaya's, and the river, lakes, and ponds is Oshun, that is true. But Yemaya is also over every other body of water. And so Yemaya was given the crown over all of the waters of the earth. Yemaya was given the crown of the earth. And Yemaya was given the crown of the moon. And so Yemaya territory is huge. Yemaya is not just, the ocean only. And so I say that because when we look at the moon card, there is a crab that is coming out of the water. Let's get into it. There is a crab right here that is coming out of the water. And when you see this crab is completely aligned with this yellow path that is going all the way back here. And so when you look at these two wolves, they're paying attention to the moon and not paying attention to the path that is right before them. There is a path that is before both you, the King of Swords, as well as you, the Queen of Swords, that right now neither one of you is paying attention to the path that is set before you. But pretty soon, this path is getting ready to be revealed, and you are going to end up walking this path together. This is already starting off as a reading that, two people are going to end up coming together. But right now, neither one of you are looking and focusing on this path that is set before you. And with the crab being directly in the middle of this path, that's directly aligned with this path, to me, there is a deity in the midst of this that is pushing and leading this connection to come together. Now, I don't know what deity you work with. I'm just going to pick up on energy. And the moon card is a card of water. And as well as the crab is an animal that is associated with Yemaya. And so my thing is, what I'm going to say is that the deity that is present here, most likely 9 times out of 10, is Yemaya. This is Yemaya that is leading two people together, that is getting ready to put two people back on this path, that once again, you two are going to be synced with one another, and you're going to end up walking this path together. And so there is, and remember, major arcanas is outside of your control. The moon is a major arcana. And the energy that I get from this is that, there is two people that is being guided by the energy, the presence, the ashe of Yemaya, that, this connection is getting ready to come back together. You have as the clarifier, the first clarifier, you have the Ace of Pentacles. Um, Aces are gifts from the universe. So keep that in mind. All of your aces are gifts from the universe. And so it's saying that, a gift is getting ready to come in, and it's going to be a physical gift, because Pentacles is the physical, it's the tangible, it's what you can touch. It's what you can see. It's what you can smell. It's what you can taste. It's what you can hear. And so this is the tangible. It's not the intangible, where it's something intuitive, where, it's your spiritual gift, that you're seeing it from a spiritual foresight now instead of the actual physical. And so a tangible gift is getting ready to come in. And, this tangible gift that is getting ready to come in, that is going to be blessed with a new beginning and prosperity and abundance, because that's what the Ace of Pentacles represent. You have the King and Queen of Swords. Whenever you have the two things from the same set and they're on the same level, it represents a divine connection. Whether this is a soulmate, whether it's a twin flame, or whether it's any other divine partnership, that, the thing that is getting ready to come in is two people are getting ready to, once again, be synced. You're going to end up being synced with one another once again. And so the overall energy is saying that there is a plan that is happening, in the background, behind the scenes, that you don't see, that you don't fully understand yet. But, this plan is to get the King and Queen back together. And now the card that we have from the other deck, in order to clarify this entire thing, we have the Nine of Pentacles. I mean, y'all gotta watch me, because I did that in the last reading, that I will look at the card and I know what the card is, and throughout the entire thing, I am describing the correct energy of the card I'm showing you, but I'm calling it something different. And so, that could be a message for somebody else, because I'm like, I noticed that when I listened to my last video, I was like, why am I keep saying the Knight of Pentacles, but what was present was the Knight of Cups? And I described the Knight of Cups. I did not describe the Knight of Pentacles. I was just keep saying the Knight of Pentacles as I showed you the Knight of Cups, and I described the Knight of Cups. And that was the same thing. Now we have the Nine of Cups here, and I already came out and said the Nine of Pentacles. And so the Nine of Pentacles could be for somebody. Remember, the Nine of Pentacles is luxury. It's a luxury lifestyle. It's the reward of all of your hard work and all of your faith. That is what the Nine of Pentacles is. And so this could be coming back together because of all of the work that you have put in. And this is also being represented in the actual card that came out, which is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is a wish being fulfilled. This is a wish granted. Now, with both people being in this energy, with both the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords being in this energy, and it's not one, and now we have the Nine of Cups here, this is a wish fulfillment on both sides. This is a wish fulfillment on both sides. Both of you motherfuckers are calling each other in. This is not just one person saying, baby, come back. I want my baby back. Both of you motherfuckers are calling each other in. This and that could be part of what you don't know. What you don't know is that both of you motherfuckers are thinking about each other. You are feeling each other. And, you could keep denying this all day, every day. And the Moon card, you can give every illusion under the sun, keep saying, fuck this motherfucker, I'll never get back with him. But at the end of the day, you're craving this person and bringing them back in, and they are craving you and bringing you back in. And, nothing is just by accident. Everything is designed. Nothing is a coincidence. Even for me to say the nine of Pentacles, and but it was the Nine of Cups that came out. That could represent both of your energy. That with one of you, and I'm just going to say the King of Swords because the King of Swords is first. For the King of Swords, it's the Nine of Pentacles, that you are being rewarded for all of the work and everything that you have put in, that you are being, given this prosperity and abundance, which is the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles is a gift coming in, and then the Nine of Pentacles literally represent luxury and being independent, the rewarding of your faith. And so the rewarding of your faith, it is the Ace of Pentacles. And so for the King of Swords, you are being seen, or your clarifier is the Nine of Pentacles. But for the Queen of Swords, yours is the Nine of Cups, that yours is a wish fulfillment. But regardless of how you look at that, even though the King of Swords is being represented as the rewarding of your faith, the rewarding of all of your hard work, and the Queen of Swords is being seen as a wish fulfillment, it's still saying that both of you motherfuckers are craving each other. Both of you want this to come back together. Neither one of you want this separation to last. And so this is a connection where two people are trying to come back together. And then now the card that we have at the bottom of the deck right now, we have the Lovers. The Lovers is the card at the bottom of the deck. We have the Lovers, we have the Nine of Cups, we have the King and Queen of Swords. This is a couple that want to come back together, and this is a couple that is being enlightened right now, and your eyes is being opened, the veil is being removed. That I think that both sides of this relationship is starting to understand more and more who the other person is. You're understanding that, look, at the end of the day, this is your divine counterpart. We have in the crossing energy. The crossing energy, it starts off with the Seven of Pentacles. I love the Seven of Pentacles because the Seven of Pentacles is all about long-term view. The Seven of Pentacles is someone that is not looking in the now, in the short term. This is someone that is looking in the future. The steps I make today, the decisions I make today, the investment I make today, how is this going to manifest in the future? This is someone that is no longer thinking on a lower level of, I just want to be pleased and satisfied. I just want to get through this hump. I just want to make it from day to day. This is someone that is no longer thinking with low, limited energy. This is someone that is now taking this energy to the crown chakra. This is someone that is seeing things through the third eye. And this is someone that is saying, how is the future going to look if I do this today? And so the Seven of Pentacles is all about investment. This is someone that is ready to invest. And you have the Seven of Pentacles paired with the Eight of Cups. And the Eight of Cups is all about abandonment. It's leaving things behind, and it's all about travel. So when it comes to both of these energies, when it comes to the energy of the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups together, what this is saying is, because this person is now in this mindset of future thinking, of investment thinking, of thinking about how the decisions I make today is going to affect the future. Because this person is in this energy, it's now leaking over in the next energy and connected to the next energy, which is the Eight of Cups, that this person is saying, now because I'm thinking about future things, I got to abandon and let go of anything that is not serving my highest good. Anything that is not in alignment with the investment, which is the Seven of Pentacles. Anything that is not in alignment with this investment, I must let this go now. And so this is someone that is going through a shedding process. This is someone that is walking away from everything that is not serving their highest good, disconnecting from every voice, disconnecting from anything that is coming against what it is that God has spoken. This is someone that is opening their eyes and they are ready to walk into what God told them is going to be theirs. Because the Eight of Cups, it represents abandonment and withdrawal and disconnecting, but it also represents traveling. And so this is someone that is getting ready to travel. This is someone that is getting ready to come in because they are saying, look, what is here now is not serving my highest good. And when you look at the Seven of Pentacles and you see the investment that this person is making, that is a pentacle in between their leg, that this is the seed that they're going to take in order to build this investment, the overall energy already told us what this investment is. It is saying that, this is the energy of, Daddy, of God, of Olodumare, saying that, or I don't even want to say Olodumare. Because, with the moon card, we can, God is very important. You know what I'm saying? God is very important. God is the highest out of all. God is higher than all of the Orishas, ancestors, and everything. We would not be here without God. So all praise to Olodumare, Olarum, and Olafi, Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. Or whatever it is that you call God, Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Nisi, whatever you call God, what I'm saying, praise that. We are not divided here on this channel based on religion and spiritual paths, because at the end of the day, everybody that follows me better have the understanding that every spiritual path and every religion is leading to the same road. That we are all calling on the same God, just calling him different names, and then arguing with each other and saying, you didn't say Olodumare, you said Jehovah Nisi. Bitch, nobody gives a fuck. We are all serving the same God. The name that you resonate with is the name that you resonate with. The religion that you resonate with is the religion that you resonate with. The spiritual path that you resonate with is the spiritual fucking path that you resonate with. Take what resonates and leave the rest. Praise the name of the God, of that version of God that you serve. Praise that name. I'm not forcing you to say Olodumare, but for me, it's Olodumare, Olarum, and Olafi. But when we look at the crossing energy, and the crossing energy, it tells us that an investment is being made, which is the Seven of Pentacles. And when you look at this investment, this person is only given a small ass coin. And that is the coin that is under their legs, between their legs. That this person is in a state of contemplation, the way that they are holding on to the pole. And, this is the energy of the Hermit card that we seen flipped out, but it didn't fall out. And when you look at how this person is looking, they are in that state of contemplation. And this coin that is under their, that is in between their legs is saying, take this coin and invest. And what the overall energy is saying now, because the overall energy is the story, every other position is just telling you different sides of the story now. But the overall energy is the main fucking story. This is the storyline. Everything else is just adding to it. It's influencing it, telling you what's blocking it, telling you what's adding to it, telling you what's taken away from it. And the overall energy is saying, if you make this investment, that this investment is going to end up being a good investment, because this investment is going to end up leading to a solid relationship with the King and Queen of Swords being together. The overall energy is already telling you where this is going to lead to. But the overall energy is also telling you that there is an unknowingness to this. There is a veil that is over your head that neither one of you see, that if you invest today, if you invest in this today, what this will lead to. This is hidden to you. And so the crossing energy is telling you that you need to invest. You need to invest in this and see how this is going to bless you in the long run. And as you are thinking of the future, this is what's going to make you walk away from everything that is not serving your highest good. And one of you is going to end up coming to the other. This connection is going to end up coming together. It's the card of travel. The Eight of Cups is travel as well. And it's saying that if you make this investment and if you travel, it's going to end up being a good relationship. That one pentacles that is in between your legs is going to turn into the Ace of Pentacles, which is going to end up being a gift. And that gift that is given to you is a divine relationship. But this is unknown to you right now. You don't see it right now. This is someone that is contemplating, should I make this investment? Should I make this step? Should I call them? Should I text them? Should I put myself out there? Should I let this person know exactly what it is that I feel about them? Should I let them know? That is what the crossing energy is saying, that this is someone that is in a state of, should I? Should I let myself be vulnerable and let this person know what it is that I feel? And they may or may not accept me. And this person got to get out of this. You got to get out of this energy, because it's already revealed in the overall energy that if this investment is made, that this is going to end up leading to a relationship, and this is going to end up being wish fulfillment. But it's up to you if you're going to make that investment. When you look at the clarifiers in this section, you have the Five of Cups. And the Five of Cups is all about regret. The Five of Cups is all about, sadness, that you are just looking over cups that was spilled. When you look at the Five of Cups, one of the most significant things about the Five of Cups is how the cups are laid out. How the cups are laid out is telling a story in and of itself. When you look at the Five of Cups, you have 3 that is spilled over and you have 2 that is in the upright. And so the Five of Cups is representing 2 more cards. The Five of Cups is representing the Three of Cups, which is celebration, which is the enjoyment of life. And you have it represented as the Two of Cups, which is a connection coming together. And so when you look at how these cups are positioned, this person is only paying attention to the Three of Cups that is spilled over. The Three of Cups represent celebration. With the cups being spilled over, it is saying that there is no more celebration. There is no more joy, which means that this could have been a breakup. This could have been an argument that 2 people could have had. And this person is so down and depressed over what they have fumbled, over what they have lost. And this person is now in a stuck state, regretting the decisions that they made, being in a state of bitterness, being in a state of worry. Why the fuck did I do this? Why did I make this mistake? Why did I go into this tantrum? Why did I tell them that I hated them when I didn't hate them? Why did I say that I no longer love you when I know that I'm in love with you? Why did I say, oh, I cheated on you because you ain't shit, when I just cheated on you because I'm a fucking hoe and maybe I have an addiction that I need to, get counseling on. You know what I'm saying? This is someone that is in regret, that they are really looking at the actions and the choices that they made. And this is someone that realized that the choices that they made this Three of Cups go away. That they are the reason the celebration is gone. They are the reason that the joy is gone. They are the reason that the happiness have left this relationship. But if this person just get out of this regret and turn around, they will realize that the Two of Cups is still in the upright, which means that there's still a chance for this connection to come back together. This is not for the bitches that are going to say, oh, we don't go backwards. Oh, we don't do this. That means you don't resonate with this. That means this reading is not for you. That means this energy is not for you. The cards are saying that this is a connection that has the ability to come back together. And if this connection have the ability to come back together, that means that both of you motherfuckers want this to work. So for the bitches that are saying you don't want your ex back, this is not your reading, baby. This is not your energy. You are not in alignment with this. Even when we look at the overall energy, both the King and Queen of Swords is present in this energy. That means that both of these motherfuckers want this relationship to work. But with the Moon card here, you are hiding it from each other. That everybody around you could know that the King of Swords want the Queen of Swords back. And everybody know that the Queen of Swords want the King of Swords back. But everybody know that but each other. But you two. You two are the only one that don't understand that. And you two are the only one that don't get that. But everybody else around you is like, look, we know that you're missing so-and-so. And so you both are making it hard for each other. This is not just one person. You have one person that is in a deep regret for what they have done, for what they have said. And you have the other person that just haven't made it known that you are open and willing to do a reconciliation. That you haven't made it known to the other person that you are willing to allow them to come back home. And so that is the block. That is what the Moon card is representing in the overall energy. Is that one person is stuck in their emotions, not knowing how to get out of this, which means they are going through karma, the dark night of the soul, and everything else, that they are in this deep, dark energy, not knowing how to move forward. But the other person is just not making it known that they are open to a possibility of fixing what was broken. And so there's a deep regret here. There's a deep regret here when it comes to this connection. But this regret is necessary though. Because you see this even in the outcome position. The outcome position is the Eight of Wands with the Five of Pentacles that is saying quickly, poverty is going to strike. Insecurities is going to strike. Being left out in the cold is going to strike. That is the energy of karma. But it's this energy that is what is going to end up fueling the Knight of Cups. And so this darkness had to happen. This separation had to happen. One of you needed to experience what life would be like without the other person. And God allowed it. That he allowed you to go out there and to see what life is going to be like without the other person. And you see that it's miserable. You see that everything out there is not in alignment with you. And now because of that, this person is going to end up coming back with a strong emotional offer. This is someone that is going to come back with an emotional offer. Now we have the crowning energy. Man, that was a lot of time. Now we have the crowning energy. The crowning energy is very beautiful. It is very beautiful. The crowning energy, we start off with the Empress. And so this is someone that has advanced in this time of separation with the King and Queen of Swords. Which means because it is the Empress that is present, I'm going to say that it's the Queen of Swords that was able to grow in this separation. And the Empress is paired with the Five of Wands, which means that it is the King of Swords that is getting ready to fight for the Empress. The Empress is a divine feminine. Divine feminine has nothing to do with gender. The Empress is a divine feminine, and the Five of Wands is all about fights, and it's about competition. This is someone that is getting ready to get back in this race and try to get the Empress back. This is someone that is saying, look, I want this person back in my life. I forgot to clarify, probably because I'm already the booth that time is going up. What is the clarifier for that? The clarifier for the crossing energy is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is the energy of confidence. This is someone that needs to get confidence. The Queen of Wands is Oshun energy. Beautiful, sexy, courageous. This is someone that needs to get their confidence back up, which we see this in the crossing energy anyways, with the Five of Cups being in there, because you got to get your confidence up in order to get out of this regret. Now, back to the crowning energy. The crowning energy, we started off with the Empress and the Five of Wands. This is someone that is ready to get this person back. They are ready to get the Empress back. They are ready to fight. This is someone they have already mounted on their horse and being very emotional with the Knight of Cups in the crossing energy. Now here we see them in the energy of getting ready to fight for the Empress. This person wants their Empress back. When we look at the clarifiers, all of the clarifiers are beautiful. You have the Sun card, which is the happiest card in the deck. It's saying that this connection is going to bring happiness. You have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups, it talks about a balanced union. It talks about two people coming together. These are two people that's going to come together that is now going to be balanced. Twos are always about balance. It's always trying to find the balance, whether it's a decision with the Two of Swords, whether it's love with the Two of Cups, whether it's again another decision that needs to be made with the Two of Wands, or whether it's shifting energy with the Two of Pentacles. Every last one of the twos is all about finding balance. How do I find balance within a contract? How do I find balance within sexuality with the Two of Wands? How do I find balance within a decision that I have to make with the Two of Swords? And how do I find balance within this relationship with the Two of Cups? How do we find balance? Because when you look at the Two of Cups is two people coming together, and this is right above the overall energy, which means these sections are divinely connected because they're vertical from one another. This is up and down. The crowning energy and the overall energy is always divinely connected, just like the crossing energy and the outcome position is divinely connected because they're horizontal from each other. And when you look at it, they always tell the same story. Just as horizontally is telling the same story, it is telling the same story vertical. And vertical, what it's saying, the Two of Cups is the King and Queen of Swords. These are two people that in the overall energy, you were separated and you were described as two individuals. But now in the crowning energy, you are described as one. It's one card that is representing two people, which means balance is going to you're going to end up finding balance within this connection. These are two people that is going to learn how to come back together and how to be healthy and successful within this relationship. And the last card that we have is the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is one of my favorite cards in the love reading. The Four of Wands is home. This is the card of home. This is the card of marriage. This is the card of celebration. This is the card of, baby, just let me fall in your arms and kiss you and fuck you and hug you. That is the energy of the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is, this is honestly like some energy of the prodigal son. You know what I'm saying? This is someone that could have been in a relationship. Fuck you. I don't need you. I'm finna go on my own. And you went out there in the world and you got your ass beat. And now you are returning home because you know that there's nothing out there that is aligned for you. And this is a lesson that we need to learn in the beginning of a relationship. And sometimes we have this very bad in the beginning of a relationship, that when we meet somebody, We want them to instantly be committed to us. You can't fuck around with nobody else. You can't talk to nobody else. Get off the dating apps and everything. No, bitch. Let that person be free. We got to understand that, if you are irresponsible and think that dating means you got to slide that pussy on everybody's face and dick, then that's on you. And I'm not saying that in and of itself is irresponsible, but it's irresponsible to slide your pussy on something and then think just because you gave pussy that this person is supposed to be committed to you when they don't know you. That this person is supposed to be committed to you just because you gave them some good head or just because you gave them some good ass sex. That is very immature, low energy thinking. And that is not realistic. And this is why so many relationships fall apart. Just because we are dating, it doesn't mean that sex is involved. And when we involve sex, that is when we get this pressure of trying to make this person committed. Rushing somebody to be committed to you in the beginning of a relationship or in the beginning of the dating stage is one of the worst things you can do. Because now you didn't give this person the opportunity to pick you out of everybody else. That they could have learned this lesson in the beginning, that they are like, look, I was dating 8 people, and out of all those 8 people, you were the only one that I felt connected to, that I felt drawn to, that I felt this. And now when you learn this in the beginning, people are less likely to cheat and things like that in a relationship because they know what's out there. And they were put in a position that they chose you out of everybody else. But when we rush people to being committed, and I done gave you the pussy, I done gave you some head, you done swallowed his kids in the whole 9 yards on day one, and now you are saying, you know what, you gotta be committed to me, and if you talk to somebody else, I'm gonna leave. You didn't give that person the opportunity to choose you. You didn't give that person the opportunity to say, hey, I see the other people out here, but you are the best out of everybody else. Stop forcing commitment. Commitment is not a thing that should be forced. It's going to be natural. When someone sees your worth, and they understand who you are and what you bring in their life, they will naturally let go of their friends with benefits. They will naturally let go of every last one of their fucks. They will naturally let go of all of their exes, of talking to them and getting sex and everything from them. They will naturally let go of all of their baby mamas. And it's going to be at that point, that is when that person is going to say, you know what, can we take this to the next level? Can we go ahead and be committed? Stop forcing it. And 9 times out of 10, we always force commitment because we done threw our pussy and dick on somebody. And now because we gave them sex, we are using that as a weapon to say that you're mine. Now I have locked you up. Your whole kitty cat is a jail cell. Stop forcing commitment. Let it happen naturally. Because when we let it happen naturally in the beginning, this shit may not occur later. And so the crowning energy is very beautiful energy. Out of everything on the board, the crowning energy, it is the most beautiful. It is saying that this person is coming in very hot, very competitive, that is ready to fight for the Empress. This fight, this competition is going to create happiness. It's going to create a sense of balance, that you two are going to learn how to balance one another and balance this relationship. And you're going to get this sense of home back. Everything that the locust has taken from you is getting ready to come back to you. This is going to end up being a very blessed connection. You have in the outcome position. The outcome position is the Eight of Wands with the Five of Pentacles. And yeah, it sounds bad. You know what I'm saying? But everything works out for your good. We have to understand that God uses both the good and the bad, the pretty and the ugly. He uses both sides in order to balance things out. Because the Eight of Wands is saying something is coming in very quickly, and what is coming in quickly is the Five of Pentacles, which is the absolute loss of everything. This is someone that's losing things. This is someone that's going into poverty. This is someone with money issues. This is someone that's feeling like they're out in the cold. And you're like, well, Rashad, how the fuck is that a good thing? How is that a good thing that somebody is losing everything? Well, just know it's not the Queen of Swords. She elevated. She went into the Empress. It's the nigga. It's the King of Swords. His ass is going through some shit. But where do this link? Where do this link back to? It links back to its horizontal side. And the horizontal side, it is the crossing energy. So what does the crossing energy says about this quick destruction that is happening in this person's life? Because this combination is literally the Tower card. This is the Tower card. The Tower card is very fast and abrupt. And the Tower card is destruction and it takes away. Fast and abrupt, destruction and take away. Fast and abrupt, destruction and take away. This is the Tower. Your outcome is the Tower. But now, in order for us to fully understand this, where does it link back to? It links back to the crossing energy. The crossing energy is explaining to us why the Tower energy is present. The Tower energy is present because the Tower energy is the energy that made this person think a long-term view. Sometimes you gotta lose every motherfucking thing in your life in order to get you back on the path that you're supposed to be walking. Sometimes God gotta allow you to go through struggle in order for you to understand how to keep a blessing. And so the Tower card is here, not saying that all of this shit is about to blow up and go into flames. The Tower card was only present because it prompted this person to think of long-term view. And that's exactly what it did in the crossing energy. Because of the Tower energy, this person is now thinking of long-term view, which pushed them in the energy of the Eight of Cups, which is making them abandoning and letting go of things that is no longer serving their highest good and traveling back to you. This also put them in a state of regret that made them look at the choices that they made. That it made them look in the mirror and say, you see those 3 cups that is on the ground that is spilt over? Motherfucker, you did that. That was because of your decisions. That was because of your actions. And so this is someone having to sit in the energy of the consequences that they caused. This is someone that is sitting in their shit. And they have to take accountability and responsibility now. And all of those things will add up to this person coming back in with a heartfelt, emotional apology and love offer. Energies are connected on this board. Like I said, in order to really understand Terra, it really depends on the fold that they do. I always do a 4 card spread fold. And so the overall energy is the main story. Now everything connects to the overall energy. The crossing energy, the crowning energy, the outcome, or you can call this position the challenge position. Because I used to use this section as the challenge. Now I used it as the outcome because I no longer want to know the challenge. I get the challenge from all the other cards. So why do I need a position for the challenge? I created this for the outcome. And so everything on the board, regardless of how many positions you have, it comes back to the overall energy. Now, the overall energy is especially connected to the crowning energy because they're vertical from one another. And then the crossing energy and the outcome position is divinely connected because they're horizontal from each other. And so these positions, they feed off of each other and they're divinely connected with one another. And they tell a story alone and they tell a story together. And when you think of that energy, that is the energy of a twin flame. The energy of a twin flame is that even though you are independent in your own category and in your own lives, you have a mission that is independent, but then you also have a mission that's together. And so that is the energy of a twin flame. That even though you may be the crossing energy and the other person may be the outcome, you have your own independent meanings and statements, but you also have meanings and statements together that must be conveyed to the world. So this is, a very beautiful reading. It has already took up a lot of time. I don't think that I need to really clarify with hidden emotions and oracle cards. That took a lot of time. This is a lot of energy, and the spirits was really speaking. You can tell when the spirits are really moving and stuff like that because it gets me really hype and very hyper, and my voice get loud and everything else because I'm trying to keep up with everything. I'm trying to keep up with everything that the spirits are saying. We didn't clarify the crowning energy and the outcome. So let's clarify the crowning energy first. King of Cups, boy. This person is going to arrive. Now, it's like, with the clarifier being the King of Cups, do we not see the significance in that? In the crossing energy, we were just told that this person is coming in as the Knight of Cups, that they are traveling in the way of emotions, that this is someone that is going to be very emotional, coming in with an apology. There may be crying. This is someone that's coming in that is leading by their heart. And now, in the same suit, in the same energy of the cups, you get the King of Cups as the clarifier for this area, which is the crowning. Elijah. All right, I got family calling me. I had to tell Elijah to call them from his phone and let them know I'm still recording. And so the significance of this is that this person, the energy was telling us that this person is coming in with as the Knight of Cups. And the clarifier from the other deck was the Queen of Wands, which was saying that this person must get the confidence in order to rush in. And now here we have the King of Cups, which is saying that this person is going to arrive with an offer. This is definitely confirmation that this person is going to arrive with an offer. Somebody is getting ready to come to you. The card at the bottom of the deck now is the Six of Cups, which talks about a past. It talks about the past. This is a past relationship. This is a past connection. This is reconciliation. This is someone that's getting ready to come back into your life. What is the clarifier for the outcome position? What is the clarifier for the outcome position? What is the What is the clarifier for the outcome position? The outcome position is a new beginning. You have the Fool card. The Fool card is saying that there is going to be a new beginning. And so there's a new beginning here. Even though the outcome position is saying that this is low-key a tower moment, that there's going to be a quick destruction for the King of Swords. Not for everybody. Not for everybody. Only the King of Swords. Everybody ain't under that curse. And so it's saying that this is going to lead to a new beginning. The card at the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Wands, which talks about recognition, success, and victory. And the card at the bottom of the deck for the original deck, we have the Three of Pentacles. And the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration and teamwork. And when you put these together, it is saying that the collaboration and teamwork is going to be very successful, and it's going to have the energy of victory attached to it, which means that this is going to end up being a very successful reconciliation. So congratulations to whoever, energy this is. You are going to end up, reconciling, with your partner, with your person. I know for some of you, you have been waiting, and this is a strong confirmation that this reconciliation is going to happen. I know it took a lot to get here, boy, because it took a lot to get this message out. But the energies be moving, and I'm sorry if you think I'm yelling and stuff like that. When I receive downloads, it gets me hot and hyper and everything else. So I apologize if you convey that as me yelling. But even though I am a loud nigga, but it's a lot here. This energy, it feels really good. It feels really good. You know what? It's already long enough. I really don't have to do the hidden emotions. There is so much to unpack here. It's already a lot to unpack. We started off with the King and Queen of Swords here. That is saying that this connection is getting ready to come back together. So, hey, love is in the air everywhere I look around. Remember, divination is confirmation. Only take what resonates. Congratulations for whoever energy this is. This is a divine connection that is truly coming back together. All right, yeah, I love you, family.